Hello, barbarians. Welcome to Oxygen Not Included. I've played through early game a few times, and I figured we'd try recording and see how it worked out. Here, for our colony codenamed Barbarian, we are working with our starting dupes. Let's see. We have, and I've named them after patrons. So we have Stabby, Jesse, and Esoteric. Stabby has athletics and husbandry bonuses from interests in suit wearing and ranching, which will be helpful later on, I think. Has an increased bonus to decor morale, but can't decorate, and they're narcoleptic. Jesse is a cook, can cook really quickly, also has increased creativity, which will be helpful, but not a great researcher. And then Esoteric is our buff dupe, and has some interests, or not some interests, but is good with machines, but not a good researcher. So it looks like, at least at first, Stabby is going to be our researcher because these are skills we won't need as much up front. So here are three. So you'll notice something that I probably do a little bit differently because I don't set myself up for success. I don't really pick roles at the beginning. I kind of let it just fall where it may. The only things I'll avoid are certain traits that make it like really difficult to start the game, like increased oxygen consumption and stuff like that. But otherwise, I kind of just, trust in the random. Since the whole point of this game is that you get kind of printed in the wrong place. You're not on the surface of the planet you're supposed to be on. You're inside of it. So, speaking of, let us embark. So, again, they were supposed to be on the surface. They're trapped miles underground. So, let's take a look. On this one, I'm in the first sort of easy rock. It's the only one I've been to so far. You always start in an area where the temperature is okay, and you always have a little bit of oxalite to provide oxygen generation. It says oxygen not included, but in very early game it is because, otherwise, who knows? Because there's not really a lot of information on just how to succeed. You have these little hints. They're going to need to go to the bathroom. They're going to need to breathe. But other than that, what I like about this game is you kind of just have to figure it out. All right. So the first thing I like to look at is if we can see where our boundaries are. So you'll notice right here, pretty close below us, we're hitting these hot biomes. They're 34 Celsius, 30 Celsius, and up here, 34. So it looks like we have a decent area in the middle we can build to. We can build up quite a bit without hitting anything, but down will be a little bit more limited right here because it'll get hot really quickly. So we'll need to keep that in mind for how we prep our base. But for now, what we can do is get access to some water. It looks like we have water on both sides, and we have some up here as well. We might want to build a basin here and let this water drop into it so that we're not dealing with 5 different water sources, but I think we can deal with that. So everyone's getting to work. Yeah, see, this is tough because if I build down into this open area, it's already, the temperature is already leaching across this gradient here. So that's a little too dangerous for me to work with. I think I can build down a little bit. So what I do is I keep this sort of temperature section up, and then I will do my digging while that's active to give me an idea of how many floors I have. Since I build 4 high, just like the default that you start in, but you know, do what you want. And then I'm not gonna get into this yet, so I can go a little bit that way. I'm not gonna get into that water. I don't wanna like cause any sort of issues. We'll have to build that out first. And then I have plenty of room to build up. But for now, this is what we'll do. So I'm gonna get access to water on this side. We'll get that one next, but for now, that will give us the supplies we need to make a proper bathroom with sinks and stuff. Well, not sinks, but wash basins, I guess they're called. All right, so let's look at our plumbing. Pitcher pump. All right, Jesse's building that. Esoteric and Stabby over here working on this. Good, good. Now the printing pod that you get has a light on it. That's free. So this is an area that has light. So we can use that to get some research started, and then later we can even use it for some plants if we want to. Hey, look, a hatch. Look how cute they are. We do have ranching skill, so we'll start taking care of those once we have some research in. Can't do any of that by default. Let's go ahead and place our ladders. So I'm gonna put it here. Let's think about how big our rooms are gonna be. So a lot of your rooms have a maximum size, as you can see here. If we make our rooms 4 tiles tall and we are bound to certain sizes for certain rooms, we can use that as kind of a guide. So what we can do is kind of use that as a guide. So I think what I'm going to do to make this work, I'm going to build a ladder here so they can get to stuff they've dropped in here, but also so that we can start shoring this up. Because right now, I don't want to dig too close to it because water might break through. So what we can do is tile it in. Because once that's tiled in, we can put a ladder in here and not worry about breaking into that water supply and making a mess. Water is cold, but they don't have to be in there very long. Yay! Okay, this is the only one that's going to be a pain in the butt. Probably should have done that a little differently, but we will deal. Now we have a ladder that's going to connect our floors and they can start working on different areas. Sorry, kids. And we are going to have to mop that up because that is still going to make a mess, but like, is that, ooh, we can do it now. So let's cancel that for now. See if they can't clean that up first. Yay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And then we can put our ladder back and our dig back. Boop. Now we're good. Yay. All right, so we'll have these 3 main big room areas to start, which I think will be good for the basics. I think what we'll do, just to kind of think ahead. Ooh, what do we need for this? We need metal ore. Are we gonna hit metal anywhere? Oh, this starting map is kind of a pain. We're gonna hit ore right here. Okay. Because this is where our chunk of copper is, but it's in the hot zone, so we'll have to get to that later. We do have more up here, though, and we can build up and we can build over, so we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But when we have copper ore, we can build our research station and get started on some other stuff. But for now, we're just kind of digging this stuff out. Cycle 1, which is like day 1, is kind of our free day to get as much done as we can. For cycle 2, from what I understand, you really need to make sure you have a bathroom. So that's what we'll work on. In fact, I think I will start building that out. So outhouse, 2 bathrooms, wash basins, cool. And then that uses metal. Ugh. I don't really want to do that yet, but I guess it's okay. We'll see how it turns out. They don't really need it separated out yet, so we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Proto bathroom. So something that I really like about this game is the gas physics. So here's our oxygen overlay. Where the oxalate is producing oxygen is where we have the most concentration of it, and then obviously less over here. Carbon dioxide falls because it's heavier than the oxygen. And so as you build your base, as you build down, that's where carbon dioxide will get trapped, and you can like use that to your advantage in all sorts of cool ways. There are other gases too, like there's some chlorine up here, and they all behave differently. So that'll be fun to play with because I haven't really gone into other biomes yet with other gases. So we'll have to figure that out. And so yeah, obviously in the comments, please feel free to like give me advice and stuff. I'm really figuring this out as I go. I know the very early game stuff because I've done that, but that's really about it. So I'm not going to be mad. Oh, this is sand, which I do know falls, so we'll need to build out that floor to replace it. And then eventually that too. So I'm just going to prep for that. Dupes just doing their thing. I wonder, this is your schedule where you can like set different schedules, which I will when we have some more people. But nobody has like a special scheduling requirement, so we're good with this for now. So you'll see as we build, we have more oxygen down here now. The carbon dioxide's at the very bottom. And they will hold their breath when they're outside of oxygen for a little bit, and then they go back to recover. Oh, time for dinner. So this is the ration box you start with because it starts you with some food, but you do need to work pretty quickly to get food up and running. And it looks like we can start a research station, so I'm going to do that there. Ooh. And what else? Research station requires power, so we can get that going. Where do I want it? We can move all this stuff around eventually. For now, I shall put it, we'll keep it basic. For now, we'll put it right over here. That's fine. So just a really basic series. So the generator will charge the battery and will power the research station. The research station can also be run by the battery even when no one's on the generator. So that'll give us a good basic setup to start researching. Now, I haven't built them beds yet. So, I mean, Stabby's narcoleptic, so they're going to sleep anyway. But for everybody else, when it's time for sleep, they will sleep on the floor for now, which gives them a debuff, but that is okay. We'll get bathrooms handled first, then we'll put in some bedrooms. Stabby's asleep over here. They're asleep over here. They all went far enough from the light, because like if they're underneath the light, they'll wake up. So see how they all moved away from it? So that's good. We'll speed it up, let them do their sleepy thing. Our little Hatch is nocturnal, so he's gonna run around. All right, and I think what we're gonna do today, this priority button lets you tell them what's more important. And what's more important is our bathroom right now. We're gonna get that done. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wires can only go in like actual floors, so we'll just build floors right here. But yeah, since we prioritized it, everyone should come down here. They already want to go to the bathroom, so we'll get that handled so that they can do that. Don't get excited, just go. I'll speed this up since that's all we're having them do right now. They do have to do a little bit of double digging because of all this dumb sand, but that's okay. And we're going to set the direction. So sinks after you go to the bathroom, which means they only need to wash their hands going that way. Now, we're going to build the bathroom before. Oh no. That will give us the supplies we need to make a proper bathroom. For cycle 2, from what I understand, you really need to make sure you have a bathroom. We'll get bathrooms handled first. And what's more important is our bathroom right now. Oh no. That's okay. We'll get it cleaned up. Oh, they're all peeing themselves. We were not fast enough. They're walking around in their mess. Not ideal, but that's okay. We weren't quite fast enough. It's because I built it at the back of this room, but you know what? We'll live. We'll have them clean it up. We'll think about what we want to do with our polluted water, because that's what that makes. But for now, that's fine. All right, looks like Esoteric's coming over to fuel our sinks, our little wash basins with fresh water. Are these? Yeah, these are good to go. Not that they need them now, but whatever. The thing about polluted water, why this isn't ideal right now, is even though we've cleaned it up, it's gonna like off-gas polluted oxygen, which is not great. That was my bad. But we'll figure it out. So I think what we can do, start building across here. We can get to this ore. We're gonna make this like a lower priority. I want them to dig out that other room first. So right now, it looks like they're building research station, which is fine. That's an important thing to do. The research tree is kind of overwhelming, but what I would like to start with, because I've run into problems with it before, is food. I want to be able to grow food to make this place sustainable. Now, they won't research yet because our power generation is not in place to make the research station work. Oh well. I don't usually mess that up in my early playthroughs that I've done so far, but it wasn't the worst. We survived. I think this is where I'm going to start setting up their bedrooms. So I think that'll be good. It's downtime, so they're going to take care of their needs. Bathroom and food. Wash your hands, Stabby. Esoteric knows what's up. Goes straight for dinner. It's not a good dinner. It's a sad dinner. Everyone's gonna go to sleep. Jesse's still eating. So we'll speed things up. Sometime in the next day, we're gonna have an option to print something. It could be another dupe or some supplies or something like that. We'll see. You don't know what you're gonna get. So they're cleaning. Jesse's getting the copper to do the construction up here. That's good. I do like that compared to RimWorld, the dupes in Oxygen Not Included tend to be pretty smart about carrying things with them when they go somewhere. They're like, oh, I'm here. I might as well pick something up. It'd be useful. Okay, let's dig up this, whatever's in there. We're gonna say when this is like, when the battery's only a third charged, we'll have someone recharge it. Cool. Now I can be like, furniture. Let's get some beds. Looks like we can fit 5, which is fine. So we only need 3 for now. That'll give us some space for future dupes. There's nothing to charge yet, hun. Just wait. Alright, now we can use it. Alright, so since the research stuff is built, I'm not going to worry about using materials, so we'll do that. Make that a little room. Okay, that's all we have metal for right now. Ooh. Ooh. So if I dig that metal out, it's just gonna fall. I'm not gonna, we'll risk it. We'll see what happens. We'll do that and that one since there's something in it. Call it good. And Jesse's gonna charge up our battery. Oh, and beds are almost done. Nice. We have our basics, so let's start looking at priorities because they shouldn't all do everything. Some of them are better at stuff than others. So, Stabby is good at ranching. We can't ranch yet, so whatever. Jesse, good at cooking. Can't cook yet. Can't decorate yet. Esoteric does all the important stuff for early colony. That's where we'll leave it for now. So, it's fine. I've earned an achievement. I think it's, yeah, bed and bath. We have a toilet and beds. Yay! Oh, this thing's super cool because you can see what progress you've made. I mean, we've only been here for like a day, so it's only one thing. But as you build up your colony, that animation is really cool. Good job, Jesse. Doing some building, doing some researching. Everything is going. Yay. All right, so the reason I put a door in there before she busts this up is that now makes this a room. And this room, the latrine, gives them a morale bonus, which will be important as they start getting skills. So that'll be good. That's one way to deal with the polluted water, is drop it in the floor underneath. Oh, hi, Hatch. All right. Hatch is burrows, so it's not a big deal. All right, we can change this priority back to Cinco and see, we did get enough. So at least there's that. Eee. All right, bloop, bloop. See how our oxygen's looking. So we've run out of the oxalate here. So we're actually not producing any new oxygen. This is the part where oxygen is officially not included. But since we're already generating power, we can work on this as soon as we have metal. So that'll be our next priority. We'll get metal so that we can go produce oxygen. But we'll have enough in the air for a little bit. So we'll see. All right, is this, yay, this is now barracks. So there we go, morale bonus. And then what I'll do when they get in here is I'll let them harvest the harvestables. We do have some oxalate in there, so we'll have a little bit of bonus oxygen while we work on getting this copper as soon as they bust into that. Ooh, printables. So let's take a look at what we got. So we get blossom seeds, someone with a lot of ranching, strength medicine construction. Ooh, but loud sleeper means they're gonna wake up other dupes. And then a doctor with mole hands. Wow. Let's see what we've got. Stabby is a rancher, so we don't really need another rancher yet. Jesse's a cook. And okay, esoteric is carrying. So yeah, we can take the mole-handed doctor, I guess. We don't have food yet. I worry about adding another dupe when we haven't established food. So we'll just take seeds for now. You don't have to accept any of your prints. And early in the game, that can run you into trouble if you don't have oxygen generation and you don't have food generation. Another dupe just uses the supplies that you aren't making yet. But here, we're gonna break into our free oxygen. Yay! So now we'll have that. Yay! Thanks, Esoteric, for carrying the muck root back, or whatever it is. Yeah, muck root. Cool. So that's the very, very basic stuff. Let's see, we don't have enough to make our diffuser yet, but it looks like they're breaking down some copper, so we should have that soon. Yay! And what we can do is put that, put it right here, next to the water. And since we have to run power to it, we'll need to do that. And hook it up to this little system. And then with that new supply of oxygen, it'll start pushing over. But for now, it's still breathable over here, so I'm not freaking out. Yay, basic farming. So we can make planter boxes and such, which we can do temporarily to give them something. That's these guys. We can also make new ration boxes, which is nice because we'll want to move that eventually. This is a way to produce oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. It uses water, which we do have right now, and it produces polluted water, which I don't really need more of at this point. So we're not going to use those yet, but we might later. But for now, and refinement, compost. Polluted dirt is what comes out of these outhouses. So composting lets you turn it into usable dirt for like gardening. It is gross though, so we'll want to figure out what we want to do with that later. But we might actually just stick it down here. But let's see where we're going to put our farm and kind of go from there. For now, let's build ourselves some planter boxes for temporary food source, because we can break those down later when we don't need them anymore. This is our downtime, so we'll speed it up, let them do their thing. Yay, they get to sleep in beds. So happy. They're so cute. All right, next print is in like 3 days. I love how supportive Esoteric is. It's kind of like real life. If you aren't already listening to the Esoteric Order of Role Players podcast, you absolutely should, because they're magical. They're some of my favorite people in the whole world. All right, we have our first planter box. Get out of the way. So what can we grow? Blossom seeds are cool, but they require light. And we're not close enough to this for that to work right now. So for now, we're gonna plant a mealwood seed. And we only have one of them, so that's it. That's all we're gonna do. But as we grow them, we could possibly get more. So we'll see what happens, because yeah, I don't have any more right now. But we have space for when we do, and that'll be good. So we still have about 14,000 calories. So that's okay. We'll be all right for a little bit. But we're working on it. That's all that matters. And then once this and those 2 pieces of wire are built, we will be able to generate our own oxygen, which will be good. So the oxygen generator needs algae. That's what it converts into oxygen. So they'll go supply that. There we go. Now we're making some oxygen. Look at it go. Yeah, because this is getting a little barely breathable, a little low. So this will be good. Get us kind of set up. All right, what do we want to work on next? We are researching farming. I still have to find a place to dump our pea water. Okay, over here, since we've explored more, we can look around. Looks like this will be the end of our base until we can learn some temperature control. But this is already... Oh, but it's slime. Slime is gross. Okay, But it looks like we can get all this area included in our base. We can get like a room here, and we can build a little bit this way. So we need a farm, which we can build. That's fine. And knowing we can't build down too far, just build our dump tank down here somewhere. Look at that thing. Okay, so I think that's what we'll work on next, is like farm and getting rid of our dirty stuff. All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll uproot these guys, because then we can plant them in our planters and they should grow faster, because they're considered domesticated plants at that point. Cool. So now I can go over here, plant that seed. So esoteric uprooted those. Now they're going to bring them back and plant them. So we'll have 3 food producing plants. It's not great food, but at least at start of game, like, that's the main food that I have worked with. So I think it'll probably be good enough. I think what we'll do here, this is our water source. Let's go ahead and tile it in so that we don't have to worry about leaks. That's our oxygen now. Better. We've got nicely breathable oxygen all over here. We still have a little work to do to push it as far as we need to. And no, it's cold in there. I'm sorry. So supportive of each other. Poor esoteric. I love the like fluid dynamics in this game. They're so cool. So while they're working on that, I won't have them start it yet, but we can start planning our digs. So if our floor is here, that means that we can start here. I'm going to leave space there. Because that gives us a buffer. And then underneath, this already gets warm over there, so I probably just want to avoid most of that area. Maybe stay, have a little room right here. And actually this might be our little dumping ground for our polluted water. And what we'll say is this is going to be, well, actually, instead of deprioritizing those, I will up the priority on those, because that will make that work better. Someone's going to have to run this a lot because we have all this hooked up to it. And for now, that's the way it be. That's okay. Yay, good job. Stabby has researched meal preparation, which gives us our farm tiles so we can start building our greenhouse to get like large scale food generation. What do we want next? Light is kind of helpful for our farm. Advanced research is also helpful because we can start getting some of this cool stuff. But I think I'll do light first. Run through downtime. This new stuff we got, we can make a dining room. We can do some cooking and farming. Cooking's not going to be important until we have a steady supply of food. All right, how's our oxygen looking? Oh, a lot better. So now we're breathable in all of our main areas. So the cool thing about these hatches is they eat stuff and produce coal. And when we start ranching, we can take advantage of that to not have to run on a treadmill for power. All right, so that's all built up. So I'm gonna make this ladder. This will be a room of some kind. Don't ask me what yet, because I don't know. We can even connect it over here. Actually, that's a good idea. Oh, I don't have enough metal. But I can. And actually, I'll pre-dig that. So this will be a room under the water. Maybe dining room or something. And then I think I'll make this one big double tall room, and that'll be the farm. So I'm gonna say, don't dig out those. Those will be walls. Actually, but not the top ones. We need enough room for doors, and that's about it. And then we'll dig out this and we'll make that whole thing. And then build that across, uproot that, floor. Okay, cool. I think that'll be a good start. All right, and with that planned, I think that's where we'll leave it for this time. So thanks for watching this. I don't know if it was interesting to you. This is what I do while I'm drinking my coffee in the morning to kind of get my brain in the right place for the day. I hope everyone's doing okay and hang in there. Let me know if you have advice for things I should do. If you have any requests for how I handle this, if you like it, let me know. And until next time, barbarians, spend your rage and your oxygen wisely.